we're going to be returning education very simply back to the states where it belongs, and this is a very popular thing to do, but much more importantly, it's a common sense thing to do.
Change possibly on the way to education across the U.S. Less than an hour ago, President Donald Trump signing an executive order to shut down the Department of Education.
And this keeps a promise that we've been hearing from the president since he was on the campaign trail. One of the people alongside him as he signed the executive order, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine. Education Secretary Linda McMahon will facilitate the department's closure. The president's goal is to return all control of schools back to the states. Now, the agency's workforce has already been cut by the Trump administration, but it's important to remember here that the department cannot be eliminated without approval from Congress. President Trump's action in D.C. is prompting a response back here at home. NBC4 State House reporter Natalie Fahmy tells us what state leaders make of this executive order. Natalie?
Jennifer, Jared, like you said, Governor Mike DeWine made the trip to D.C. himself to be there for the signing of the executive order. Meanwhile, state leaders here at the State House, some say they are excited about the good that can come from this. Meanwhile, others tell me they're concerned.
I'm concerned about that.
I think there could be major benefits for Ohio.
Ohio Senate President Ron McCauley says dismantling the U.S. Department of Education will help bring Ohio more flexibility.
Now, basically, legal bribery to the states to say you have to take this federal money and you have to do everything that we're asking you to do.
Ohio received more than $3 billion for public school revenue last fiscal year, and Ohio's public universities have received a combined $1 billion from the Department of Education in the last 12 months. McCauley says the state needs a larger say in where it goes.
Just greater flexibility on how we're going to spend the money in the state.
Meanwhile, Ohio Senate Minority Leader Nikki Antonio says she worries that with fewer standards, more money will go toward private schools and less for public.
So there's a disconnect with the state of Ohio legislators in power right now who support giving money to private entities over public schools. I think that's a problem.
Lawmakers already restructured Ohio's own State Board of Education in 2023, giving its powers to a newly created Department of Education and Workforce, led by a director appointed by the governor.
I don't think Ohio is a good example of a state going ahead and forging ahead with its own policies when it comes to education.
And the Constitution, quite frankly, dictates that we should be the ones controlling education in our states, not the federal government.
As for Governor Mike DeWine, I did just receive a statement from his team a few moments ago. It reads, every student, family, and community is different. In Ohio, we've achieved great results by focusing on our administration's priorities, like improving literacy achievement, ensuring all students have pathways to thrive in our workforce, and more. Now it's time to take the next step by giving states more authority over education. We will have the flexibility to focus on our efforts on tailoring an educational experience that is best for our children and that meets Ohio's needs rather than trying to chase federal priorities. Local for you at the State House, I'm Natalie Fahmy, NBC4.